Hi, everyone, and welcome to Off the Record, the sports podcast of breaking news, hard opinion, and a little bit of gibber. I'm Andrew Webster from The Australian, and I'm joined by my great friend, everybody's friend, really, Phil Rossfield from the Daily Telegraph. Hey, Buzzy.
Hello, Webby. I'm under the pump, mate.
Why? What's wrong?
That fog in Sydney this morning, the traffic chaos. Took me an hour and a half to get here from the Shire. You casually walk round the corner from your Darlinghurst unit. Mate,
Ivory Tower.
Yeah, an hour and a half from the Shire. I went via Drummoyne.
Stop it.
So I'm under the pump. Lucky after 360 last night, I got home, I jumped on the laptop and I prepared myself.
Well
so
done.
I'm ready to go.
Are you a road rage sort of type?
Mate, today I had to do everything to control myself in really, really tricky positions.
Well, as long as you can control yourself when you get into tricky positions, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I can't stand those lane jumpers. You know, they go down
in and out.
Yeah, can't cop them. Anyway, I'm here, Webby. I'm here.
And how great for us that you are. Coming up on the show today, Buzz is going to launch into former Stormback rower Ryan Hoffman following his attack on David Gallop over comments made on this very podcast last week. Then we're going to go toe-to-toe over Penrith's Trainergate scandal. We deliver our final expert opinions on the Lions tour of this fine, brown, sunburnt, schooner-drinking paradise we call Australia. And in our very popular War Story segment, Buzz explains why he never turns off his phone after missing out on a massive exclusive concerning Steve Waugh. Before we get into it, as always, let's thank our good friends at Code Sports. You can get an annual subscription, Buzz, to Australia's best sports website for just $49. It features Australia's best sports journalism, and the Code Sports app is essential for every fan. You go to codesports.com.au/OTR. That's how you get the special discount. Buzz, who is your champ of the week?
My champ of the week is a late one. Got home last night and flicked on to see what was happening in the cricket. India versus England, the most sensational test series it's been. It really has been great cricket. So England needed something like 36 runs with 4 wickets. They get down to 9 wickets and needing about 17 runs. And that Chris Wokes, their fast, who dislocated his shoulder on day one, walks out to bat.
Under the jumper.
With his arm in a sling, tucked under his jumper, holding the bat, wearing his gloves or one glove and the one hand. He didn't have to face a ball, but he had to run between wickets a few times. Gus Atkinson was the other batsman. Mate, he was in so much pain. It's a really sharp 22 metres, that length of a cricket pitch, or 22 yards, whatever it used to be. Mate,
it was incredible. When he came out with it under the jumper. I thought, is he going to take the jumper off? Or?
And all the Indians in the crowd, there were more Indians at the game at the Oval, and they stood and applauded him. And mate, it reminded me of Rick McCosker, the centenary test, and the broken jaw and the face strapped, and mate, it was just gripping cricket. And anyway, India won in the end. They got Atkinson out. And he didn't have to face a ball, Wokes, but it will go down in cricket folklore as one of the bravest things we've ever seen. And there's always been a danger in cricket that not one days, but T20s were going to take over the world. Mate, you cannot beat Test cricket.
Long live Test cricket.
Mate.
I'm with you. Look forward to watching it at home.
Good champ. I think that's my champ of the year.
That's a good one.
Well, you won't beat me. What have you got?
Oh, I want to thank our good friends at the Wallabies.
Wallabies?
They won the third and deciding.
You're on the bandwagon.
The third and not deciding.
You've jumped on after 3 tests. That will do me.
No, they won the game. That's why I'm wrapping them.
Oh, right.
You missed that. Hang on. He's texted me here. Jeez, that's a big yarn.
Who is it?
Can't say.
Why?
Because it's Mike Hurst, actually.
Mike Hurst?
Yeah, former...
I know what he'd be ringing you about.
What about?
Athletic story you're writing.
No. They did well. Won 22-12 to avoid a whitewash. It's been celebrated as the greatest dead rubber victory in the history of dead rubbers, but good on them. Good on the Wallabies for getting a win over the Lions. I'm not entirely sure how much the Lions were how serious they were taking it. They were seen in that lightning delay texting in the dressing room.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're not allowed mobile phones normally in dressing rooms.
You're not.
But we're going to talk about it later.
We are, but credit where it's due to the Wallabies. Well done, Wallabies. Yay, Wallabies. Who's your chump?
My chump, and I wrote about this on Sunday, but I want to ram it home again. This TV schedule, the NRL and Channel 9 have come up for the last 5 weeks of the competition. We've got another 3 weeks of the Cowboys who are out of play. They're playing crap sides. They've got the Eels this weekend, then they've got the Knights, then they've got the West Tigers. No one cares. And how these games finished up in a marquee time slot. You know what we got after that? We got the Titans 16th versus the Dolphins 8. Can turn your phone off.
I know. I'm trying to.
And you know what the last round is? You know what round 27 is? 4 o'clock game. 15th place Knights versus 14th place Eels.
Madness.
Mate, it's
Why
terrible.
would they do that?
Well, we knew last November. Well, I tell you why we do it, because the NRL insists on doing the draw a year in advance. The AFL has a far superior system where they do the first 16 rounds, they stop, they look at the premiership ladder, and then they do their remaining rounds.
Didn't the NRL used to do it that way? Didn't we used to do it?
Well, we used to do 6 weeks at a time. We all blew up that we couldn't plan our years, and, you know, if you wanted to go to Brisbane, you had to book your holiday in advance. You wanted to go to the Gold Coast, Townsville, Melbourne, New Zealand. A lot of fans like to know in advance.
Yeah.
But it's not good enough, Webby.
It's not good enough.
We can't put this is crap footy. Now, that 2 o'clock game last week, the West Tigers and Canterbury, is the sort of footy we should be seeing in the primetime slots.
I'm picking up.
When they do a broadcast deal, a new one, Webby, they've got to have a more flexible schedule.
I am picking up what you're putting down. My chump's a bit different.
I'm enjoying your company today.
Oh, I'm just loving yours. So I don't know if you're prepared for this.
You're in a better mood than normal. You look good too. Hey?
I'm in a good space.
I know you.
Don't
I've never seen you in a better space.
Don't ruin it.
Right.
It's a little window of happiness.
Yeah.
So don't shut it on me. I don't know if you're going to be able to handle this one. And a WNBA game, that's women's basketball, by the way, in the US, they had to stop a game between the Atlanta Dream and the Golden State Valkyries late in the fourth quarter because someone threw a green dildo onto the court.
Can we cut this? This is
they
inappropriate for my podcast.
They were throwing sex toys onto the court.
Where did you find this, or did you watch it?
Our super producer Sam Morgan is the one who pointed it out to me because this is the
Sam.
This is the tawdry.
Have we got any vision to go with this?
They've arrested the guy.
Have they?
Yeah, the person.
What's he been charged with?
Dildo throwing. Dildo chucking. It's like Miralitha, and he was bending the arm beyond the 45 degrees.
I'm not sure you're taking this podcast all that seriously.
I am taking it. Sorry for having fun.
Everything that's
Sorry
happening,
for enjoying myself.
Everything that's happening in sport and this planet, and you've got a problem with someone throwing dildos onto the...
I know.
No,
all right.
No, that is a good charge. I've got to give you that.
Anyway, so the lesson out there, if you're a sports fan, don't throw any sex toys onto the playing arena because it's not funny. Buzz, you've got to heard it here first. We had our good friend David Gallop, former NRL boss, former Football Federation Australia boss, and current Venues New South Wales chair, on the podcast last week. It was very interesting, DG.
He really was.
He opened up about a lot of things that he's never spoken about before, including, as you wrote in your column on Sunday, him being in tears in the office of Steve Folkes, the Bulldogs coach, when he had to dock them all those points for the 2002 salary cap scandal. Ryan Hoffman from the Storm, not happy.
No, he wasn't happy, and I can tell you everyone at Melbourne Storm wasn't happy either. I'll tell you why, Webby.
Oh, David, he stripped him of premierships?
Yeah, well, not just that. They said he didn't cry when he took our premierships away, and I thought, give me a break. And look, you know what? The Storm were dirty. Gallop didn't go to Melbourne. when he took the points off them. I can tell you the reason he didn't. John Hardigan, CEO of News Corp, who was also half owner of the Rugby League and owned Storm, he said to Gallop, don't worry, I'll go down. I'll face them. I'll tell them what the penalty is. And he did it. So Gallop had no need to go as well. So they're dirty that he cried for Canterbury but didn't cry for them, basically.
But didn't he say on his podcast that he didn't have that they didn't want him down there initially because it's so hostile?
Yeah, I think he might have said that. So Ryan Hoffman gets on Instagram, and this is the Ryan Hoffman who was out of control. Ryan Hoffman called Aaron Woods a coward.
But it wasn't personal.
No, of course it wasn't personal. And that was so inappropriate. Anyway, this time on Instagram, he said he must have read McCollum online, maybe on Saturday night, because he came and said, oh, that must have been so hard for him. Feel so sorry for poor darling. Like, what a shithead. Seriously.
That's personal.
And you know what? Here's the punchline, Webby. Gallop spoke about Storm walking into his office and just coming clean, and they threw a red folder down with a number of contracts that were a second contract.
The red manila folder?
Yeah, with 2 contracts for each player, which was hidden at the home of one of their officials. Well, guess whose contract was inside that manila folder?
Stop it.
Ryan Hoffman. So... no wonder he's dirty. Like, please. I'm not suggesting here and now that, and I need to say this, maybe Ryan Hoffman didn't know he had 2 contracts, but someone signed them on his behalf if he didn't know about it. And, mate, I just saw poor form.
Talk about bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Hey? Yeah.
Talk about bringing a knife to a gunfight. Well, I don't remember Ryan Hoffman being this outspoken as a player. He was always a lovely guy.
Was, mate. You know, I covered his old man, Jay Hoffman, too, and Jay was the most timid, lovely bloke to deal with.
How old was Jay Hoffman?
Sorry?
When was that?
Oh, very early at the Canberra Raiders. A very good hooker, Jay Hoffman. And Ryan was a lovely bloke to deal with when he was playing Origin and that, but, mate, geez, he's out of control.
And a super player.
He was a great player, mate.
Yeah.
Look, he wasn't part of the big 3 or the big 4 when Inglis was there, but, mate, every side that wins comps needs players like Ryan Hoffman.
They do,
And I think it's sad, mate, and I'd like to see someone, and there are some very responsible people at Storm, and he's not the only one who got out of sorts about Gallop saying he cried for Canterbury.
Who else?
I can't say.
Names.
No, I'm not going to name names.
No one wins to me.
I'm not even going to show you when we finish the podcast, but I got a couple of texts on Saturday night when the column went up. They hadn't listened to the podcast. I'm sure they have now. I said to them, go and listen to the context of it. They were in an office. Steve Folkes broke down in tears and then Gallop did. I said, go and listen to it.
Exactly. And Gallop was a young administrator.
Yeah.
He'd only just been in the job.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he cried anyway. Crimea River, as they say. Ryan
Hoffman, 2 contracts. Wow.
Red manila folder.
Yes.
You'd have your contract in a red manila folder somewhere, wouldn't you?
I don't have any contracts.
Don't you?
I'm a self-employed contractor.
I dare say you got a few contracts out on you.
Hey?
I dare say you got a few contracts out on you.
Mate, Buzz, imagine.
I could imagine myself. Hang on, I'm about to sneeze here. It's like, you know, you got one of those.
That's good. Just be natural. Sneeze if you have to. You got a hanky?
You know, thanks, Bobby. Can you not? Hey, listen. Can you not? I've had people on the street going, "Hey, Bubba," after you called me Bubba last week.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Either do I. But
I'll tell you what it was about.
I'll tell you what it was. It was disturbing. That's what it was.
It was about fatigue and the fact I'm carrying you on this podcast.
Are you serious?
You know I am.
I'm the voice of this podcast.
You've had one news story all year.
I've had several, and unlike yours, mine are right. Mine come true.
What's that line you use? You heard it here first, unless it's not right.
Unless it doesn't happen. That's my little qualifier for everything. All right, let's get into Trainergate. The Penrith Panthers trainer Corey Bocking, he's been handed a 5-match suspension following. What happens when a trainer gets suspended? What do they do? Just sit there and fill the water bottles in the dressing room or
I
something?
presume so. Of
Are you allowed to go to the ground?
course you can.
Yeah. Anyway, he's been handed 5 matches after his conversion incident with Jaden Campbell. The club Penrith have been fined $50,000. Thoughts?
Little bit of an overreaction.
Thanks, Gus.
Look, no, they probably they were close to getting it right. I just want to say this: there were people after that game saying it cost the Titans victory. Now, Jaden Campbell, any NRL goal kicker, cops distractions whenever they're lining up from the crowd, from people on the fence. Mate, he had an opportunity to steady himself, take an extra few seconds and a deep breath and land the goal. Are we really blaming the trainer running in his path a few seconds before for him missing the goal?
Yes.
Why, Webby?
And
Why?
he's lining it up.
Hey?
I'm not saying it cost them the game, but it didn't help because he didn't kick the goal. That put him off for sure.
You can't say he would have kicked
But
it.
that's a bit different. I know.
I've seen bottles thrown onto the field when goal kickers have lined kicks
that's
up.
not. But that's not for a long time. Not for a long time.
Well, it happens.
But that's a bit
mate.
different to a trainer running across his line of sight.
Yeah, but why couldn't he steady himself and then just do it?
I think he did.
You know what? There's a really...
He was discombobulated.
I'm going to repeat what I said on 360
Please
last
do.
night. There was such an easy solution.
What?
An 8-point try. Like, if you get bashed after you've touched down, you get a conversion, then you get a 2-point kick in front. In future, if there's trainer interference, which is blatantly obvious as the Penrith one, get him off the field for the rest of the game, and then say, have your conversion, then have another one come in front.
I'm with you. I agree with that.
Easily fixed.
I agree with that. I do think it was I thought it was a shit go, as we say in
Do you
rugby
think
league.
it was intentional? The bloke had a head on him where he didn't look like a crook. You don't know what I mean? He didn't look like a cheat.
He sort of went, oh, here you go. But come on. But you know what I don't get? So I saw Brent Reed's piece in the Daily Telegraph explaining...
He was in protection mode.
I know. I don't know who he was trying to protect, but it was clearly somebody. But that said, and he goes, oh, I didn't know the conversion was being... he didn't know the conversion was being taken. How could he not? They're standing behind the posts. Yeah, well, they're just having a meeting, a subcommittee meeting behind the posts.
Yeah.
I just thought, Penrith need to be...
Brent Reed's just texted me.
Oh, did he? Good. Yeah.
He must have been listening. How was...
Mate, let's think.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless he's tuned into this studio.
Right. Well, don't attack colleagues.
I'm not attacking him.
You are a little bit.
I'm going to attack you in a minute. I've got something up my nose. I'm about to sneeze, and it's more annoying than you, which is hard to believe. Keep your hanky.
Haven't used it.
Good.
Yeah, I just thought about that. That is a very good point.
What?
They were standing behind the post.
It's like, I didn't know they were lining up for goal. What were they doing behind the fucking posts? What a gibber.
That is very, very funny, Webby.
I tell you what, though, it has taken away. It's sort of taken the focus off what we should have been talking about. Nathan Cleary's 2-point field goal. Seriously.
And you know the other thing? That pass from the hooker.
Like a 40-metre pass.
Mate, it was 20-odd, and it landed in his chest.
I know.
It went like a bullet, the ball. What a pass.
And then he's had to stop.
Mitch Kenny.
And,
wow.
And then Cleary's had to stop, run back into the 40, on the 40-metre line, and then get the kick away before the defence gets there. Like, everyone who was just after Origin 3 saying he's just a club footballer. Well, you know what? He's not a bad club footballer when he's doing that, winning 4 comps in a row.
That's why I've put him alongside Joey and I've put him alongside Thurston. And Webby, you know what? It wasn't a one-off. He's kicked a few 40 metres.
He has.
Penalty. And you know what? They're always clutch moments. They're always under massive pressure with points on the line. And if Penrith go on to win or make the grand final even this year, that kick would have got them into the top 4 to launch their challenge, right?
Yep.
Mate, it was just unbelievably brilliant under massive pressure.
And it ended the Titans season.
Yeah. Well, Desi's in a world of pain, isn't he?
He is.
I know they've improved for him, but he's in pain.
What's going to happen there, Buzz?
With Des,
Mm.
he'll go.
He'll go.
Yeah.
Will he retire, as you exclusively
Yeah, he will
forecast
retire.
on this
podcast? He'll. I can't see him Desi getting another coaching job. The
But
game will miss him.
They'll have to pay him out, though, won't they?
No, well, there's that clause that Michael
They don't make the top
Carianis,
8.
yeah, they don't make
Gotcha.
the top 8, so they can get out. Maybe they'll give him a little sweetener to go without a fight.
A little.
Yeah, something on the quiet, yeah.
We all need a bit of.
Yeah, Desi doesn't. Desi's flying. Desi is.
He owns half of the Northern Beaches.
Mate, I haven't got time on this podcast to reveal his property portfolio. There are that many of them, homes and investments.
I love Des stories. Type stories.
He'll get the shits now, but anyway, let it run.
Well, my favourite Des story, apart from the one stopping in the tunnel to pick up the 50-cent piece as a player, was apparently like when he was last at Manly, he had a function. Zorba told me this story. He was at a function and he was about half an hour late because he was doing laps waiting for the free parking to kick in.
He was not.
He was.
I love that story. He was. He always wanted to wear the same pair of shoes to games.
That's right.
And for
They're falling
15,
apart.
16 years, he wore the same shoes.
And didn't the players flog it? One of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Get to the other gibbery rugby league story of the week. The what's it called? The
Lebanese word.
The code.
Look, it's the bird in Arabic. You know, it's.
What is it?
It's there.
In what is it?
I don't know, Webby. I don't know what to describe it as. Cod or cov or something like that.
Well,
but will you tell me? Have you?
So I've done a bit of.
I can't do it. I've tried to do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. My finger starts shaking. Can I tell you a funny story about my dad, who I spoke to this morning? He's an old broken down brickie.
Yeah.
Richard Webster, big dick. And he's got his tendons gone in his middle finger. So it goes down naturally. And I called him this morning. I said, listen, be careful just waving people. And he goes, I was wondering why all those Lebanese plumbers hate me so much.
Oh, that's very funny.
I reached out to... we were having a good laugh this morning. I reached out to some Lebanese friends of mine who live in Lakemba and Belmore, and I said, "Is this culturally insensitive?" And they said, "No." They said, "There's nothing to it."
No,
It's
like saying up yours.
Yeah, they weren't offended by it at all.
You know what? I think again. Look, they're going to fine these players $1,500 each. I'm told the NRL.
Right.
But you know why the AFL fined a bloke last week?
Jack Ginnivan.
Yeah, Hawthorn, for giving a bird to the fans.
Yeah, they've been big on it in the AFL for a while.
I'm just dirty. It didn't fall in time for the Try July celebration because I reckon it would have been a $10,000 one. What would Sportsbet have done?
And you know,
seriously, it was a Try celebration.
I know. What are they going to do? Because they.
Well, it happened on August 1 or 2, so we've just missed out. I was going to ring Hammy.
I can't do it. Can you do it?
No, I can't. I've tried.
Finger, you try it. Yeah. Show me. You do it with your finger. So I'm just doing it here. Buzz, you can do it. Oh, hang on.
How do you do it?
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like my plug for Sportsbet?
Yeah, it was good.
Come on, Hammy.
Come on.
Get them on board, buddy.
Look, we'll do it for $2 million a year.
We got another seat over here for you too, Hammy.
Come on board.
We'll give you 10 minutes.
Let's bet up.
Yeah.
I'll take
gamble responsibly.
You can pay me in free ammo. Are we allowed to say that?
No.
Gamble responsibly.
Yes. God, you're terrible. Seriously.
What do you mean?
You can pay me in ammo. That will officially do me.
Okay. What are we fucking talking about? It's all gone tits up today.
Rugby Australia.
Do you know I once wrote that everything had gone tits up at South, and I got an angry letter. This when I worked at the left-leaning Sydney Morning Herald, and a woman emailed me and said, that's disgraceful because it's derogatory towards women. It's misogynist to say tits up.
Was it?
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
So you know what I emailed back?
Right.
In 30 years of journalism, this is by far the dumbest email I've ever received.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cop that. So email me, listeners, at your
Yeah.
peril. The British
Next
United.
new-
Yeah.
yeah, that's
What do you
right.
got?
No, I didn't know you'd remembered our last news topic.
Oh, I can't forget the Wallabies.
Yeah,
They're back.
yeah,
Can't you tell?
yeah.
There's no critical analysis of rugby in this country anymore.
Well, you
They're
were
all
critical.
cheerleaders.
You couldn't give them a rap and a champ. You had to say it was a dead rubber.
I did. So, but good on them for having a win.
Yeah, and they just about won the series. If it hadn't been that controversy, which your man Ian Payton said was a 50-50 call, they win the series. If that had gone their way, they did.
That's like you saying that the Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans. That's like saying the Titans would have won that game.
What I'm trying to say is, and I only said that to display to
They're back.
that
How far they've come.
yeah, and the World Cup 2 years away, 27.
Yep. Here on these fine shores.
We're seeing
In
some
this
really
schooner drinking paradise.
yes, and if we can go. If we can go strong and match the British Lions for a large portion of this series, and if we can find some improvement under new coach Les Kiss, and if they don't all piss off and go and play R360, which is a threat to all these, but it won't be for the World Cup. It won't be. They'll all be playing the World Cup, obviously. The game is now out of debt. They owed about 80 million. They've got something in the bank after decades of, financial struggles and losing the pathways battle to rugby league. They can now reinvest.
Well, that's what they've got to do. They've got to put that money back into keeping their talent.
Yeah. I just want to say this. I think they're in a far better position than they were a year or two ago. A far, far stronger position. They're never going to be rugby league in this country or on the Eastern Seaboard, but there's a real comeback opportunity for them.
Well, can you stop bagging them now?
Now,
are you going to stop bagging them?
Am I bagging them now?
No, but you've bagged them in the past.
I've said before, Australia loves winners.
We do.
And like the Matildas, no one gave a stuff about women's soccer, and they had to play, as David Gallop said last week, in closed stadiums because no one would go. If this Wallabies team can win and do really well at the World Cup, I think they're back.
You're right. This is all I will caution is this. I will caution, Phil. So remember when the Wallabies under Michael Checker made the final of the 2015 World Cup? And I remember going, well, they're back. Australian rugby's back. And they had that upcoming series against England, coached by Eddie Jones, and they got beaten 3-0. And it put the game back a mile. You're right. Australian sports fans, particularly fickle ones, love a winner. So the Wallabies on Thursday will name their squad for the upcoming tour of South Africa, the defending world champions, the number one team in the world. That's going to be the test. If we go over there and get lapped by the Springboks, then I think that's going to be that hurts. So you're right. They need to be on an upward trajectory.
Yeah, and we need to
because winners are, as we say, grinners.
Yeah, and Webby, we need to get to know their players and their personalities. And I think in this tour, even though I just watched it beside the footy on an iPad, I'm starting to learn and recognise faces. That big Skelton in the front row, is it Skelton? And
Skelton's he's a beast. Well, he gave us a bit of shit.
Yeah,
he put a bit of mongrel into it.
Yeah, and you know that the halfback with the mo, and who's the halfback with the mo, Sam?
Nick White.
Nick White.
Yeah, right, and and Swiley.
Nick White, not right.
Right. White. Nick White.
Yeah.
Well, I can recognise faces now.
Yeah,
and this will grow. Webby. I'm happy for them. I really are, because rugby league's just had it all to their own in this form of footy for a long period of time.
They have. We can all coexist in this country.
Yeah.
We all love the Wallabies when they're winning.
Yep.
Otherwise, not interested. Let's do your war story about... So... Regular listeners of this podcast, all three of you, will realise I get quite frustrated when my friend over here
Mm.
starts thumbing his phone when I'm in the middle of saying something.
Mm.
I.e., and not only me, you do it when we had to do it with Gallop last week.
Yes. Well,
Checker,
we're
Matty
24.
Johns.
We're 24/7 journalists, and I'm about to explain why.
Explain it, big boy.
I'll start off by saying, anyone who doesn't know, I've had quite a sad medical history.
Oh.
In
I feel like a prick.
in 2001, I had a major heart attack, and I'm lucky to be here today. I had it as I was being wheeled into the casualty ward at Sutherland Hospital, luckily, and there was the medical attention there to keep me alive. But anyway,
how old were you then?
Sorry?
How old were you then?
I was in my early 40s, yeah.
And you would have
I
been
was way overweight. I was a packet and a half a day smoker. I liked to drink, and I was very fat and ate a lot of takeaway, and yeah.
What were your?
But that's not the war story.
I know. I just want to.
I'm
I'm setting the scene. I'm setting the scene, Buzz.
Yeah.
What job did you have then?
I was the executive sports editor of the Daily and Sunday Telegraph, but I'd just come off the back of being the Olympic national editor for News Corp. And I worked 16, 17-hour days for 3 weeks straight, producing 36-page lift-outs for all News Corp papers around. And, mate, I was worn out and stressed, and I had a heart attack, major one.
I've worked.
Anyway.
Can I just quickly say this? I've worked with Buzz in an office, and he. Say what you want about the great Buzzy. He works hard, and Buzz gets out the paper and draws the, sketches how you want it to look, and like you are.
Yeah.
Some would say you're a bit of a control freak, but anyway, back to you.
Yeah, micromanager. So a couple of years later, I needed to go back and get a procedure done, February 2002. And I went into Carina Private Hospital in the Shire the night before to prepare for the procedure.
Mm.
And I had my mobile phone and I was checking contacts, messages, Google, all this sort of stuff. And the nurse walked in and said, "Turn your phone off. You got an important procedure tomorrow." I said, "I never turn my phone off." She said, "I want you to get a good night's rest, turn your phone off." So under instructions, I turned it off and I put it away in my drawer, and I wake up about 7 o'clock the next morning, and you can't help yourself. You check your messages, and there were about 4 or 5 missed calls and texts from a guy called Robert Josky.
Oh, Robert Josky,
who was then the manager of Steve Waugh. And I knew Steve very well because I was ghosting his column at the time, and he was the Australian captain and probably the best known sporting figure in this country.
I never knew you ghosted Steve Waugh's
column.
Yeah,
I did, for a long period when he retired and that as well, yeah. Tough plate to ghost to get, but we got there. So anyway, they were just desperately trying to get hold of me from about 8 o'clock, through till about 10. So I look at all the messages. Steve Waugh had been sacked as the Australian one-day cricket captain, which was a massive, massive story.
I remember it.
I read ESPN last night and it said, I went back and read the story, Australia's selectors have dropped a bombshell today announcing the axing of national captain Steve Waugh from the country's one-day international team. The shock announcement was made in Sydney this afternoon, the eve of Waugh's, and then quoting Holmes saying how difficult it was. So there was an announcement
that makes me sick in the stomach.
So I could have broken the story that night. I would have phoned it in from a hospital bed, And
I can imagine it.
Well, I would have.
Phil Waugh. Steve
exclusive.
Waugh, exclusive. World
but
exclusive.
Mate, it was one of those big cricket
Steve
stories that went big in India. It was big in England. It was big. It was a world story.
Yeah.
And so I missed out on that one. And when Josky couldn't get hold of me, his camp was very close to Alan Jones as well. So they gave the story to Alan Jones to break on 2GB. So I got scooped by Alan. And so there you have it. That was my war story, Webby. But you know what?
Now I get you.
The procedure went well.
Well, that's all that matters, Buzz.
I got a clearance.
That's all that matters.
I was still filthy on the nurse.
Oh, there's nothing worse than...
I hate getting know?
I hate sitting on. That's why I don't sit on stuff,
Why?
because you're going to get done.
But you turn your phone off a lot.
Yeah, I don't have to. I don't break news like I have, like you.
I try you. It's a waste of time trying you after 8 p.m.
I'm in bed by 8:30.
Well, you never answer after 8.
I don't want to talk to you.
What time do you get up?
5?
Oh, do you? Well, see,
4:35.
that's ridiculous. That's too
I'm an
early.
early riser.
What do you do? Train?
I'll unfortunately I train at the start of the day. Unfortunately, I eat at the end of it. That's the drama. I got a dog. I got a dog in an apartment.
Yeah,
Little
right.
Stevie Nicks.
Steve.
Can I tell you my Steve? So just shortly after,
How did he go with that injury? What did he do in
it's
ACL?
a she.
She.
Stop misgendering my dog.
Stevie, I'm sorry for mistaking
She did her
Steve as
she
a
did her
male.
ACL.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she had the operation last week.
What did it cost you?
3 after insurance.
We'll go and get some medical insurance. Oh, after
yeah,
insure.
it was
Why
about
you bother
7.
insure?
Huh?
Why bother insure?
Well, it would have been 7 without it.
Lucky
Best
you
thing I
have
ever got.
plenty.
Luckily, I spend plenty. My Steve Waugh story. So shortly after that dropped, I had a pre-arranged interview for Inside Sport, like a feature, an interview that I'd arranged through Robert Josky. I can't believe he said yes, and I had to do it at the airport. And this is like just days after he'd been dropped, and it's like,
Because that's a good get.
and I had a broken hand, right hand.
What's wrong?
What version of that story do you want?
The podcast one.
I punched a wall instead of
You didn't.
someone else.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and
Were you full?
yeah, and you know what I hit? Instead of hitting, I hit the stud, and it dislocated the hand.
This is
And
never.
it dislocated. Like you can see the scar there. That's from the op.
I'm going to meet with the producers. I'm not sure if this is fit for publication.
And then I went to. I'm a massive Steve Waugh fan. I'm like I'm a real fanboy of Tugger. And I said, Steve, I'd love to shake your hand, but I can't. My hand's broken. And he goes, let's see how it goes after the interview. And didn't laugh.
Yeah, really?
Do you remember there's all this debate about his baggy green hat?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember how
Yeah.
tattered it was? And I said, mate, in this big debate about your baggy green and whether you should be still wearing it, does it smell? And he goes, yeah, he pulled out his bag and said, take a whiff. I took a smell of it.
Really?
And then I went to put it on and went, no.
Yeah, right. I was in the members at the cricket ground, the long bar down there, when he scored that 4 in the last ball, the test match. And I took my match ticket to him, members pass, and he signed it for me.
On the day?
Yeah.
How good.
Yeah.
I was in the O'Reilly stand. I couldn't get into the members.
Yeah, I was in that
Special
long
day,
bar. I
wasn't
love that long bar. It's not near we were on this table near the Australian sheds.
Oh, how good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you during the Ashes there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be
There you go, Webby. That was a fun little
That's one of the great war stories.
What about you trying to punch someone?
No, I didn't punch
You had
someone.
a big wall and you hit it's not a stud you hit, it's a beam, I think it's called.
No, it's a stud.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a
I'm
beam.
a son of a bricky, mate, and builder. Let me just check that. Stud wall.
It's a beam, you fool. I'm telling you.
No, the stud, that's the frame. Look.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
You know what? You know what? It can also be called a beam. So we're actually both right.
I've got another war story for later in the year.
What is it?
I once built a 7-day Adventist church in Newcastle as a builder's labourer. I did.
I tell you what, that wasn't on my bingo card this week. But
I did.
You building a Seventh-day Adventist. What do you mean?
I did. I was a labourer when I first left school there.
Well, that doesn't really mean
First
you build it.
paycheck, I went and bought a little Honda 90 motorbike.
See you buzzing around in it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a journo.
I should. Actually, I'll keep that for my book.
Your book?
Yeah.
Do you want me to write it? Do you want me to ghostwrite that one?
You couldn't afford.
You couldn't afford me.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
let's
now we're getting into lots of gibber.
Gibber. You're right.
All right. Now listen. Fearless forecast. I got the chocolates for the fans of Off the Record.
What did you do?
I said Wallabies 1 to 12, $4.20.
Wow.
Gone up. So this week.
That was a good tip, Hammy.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Come on board. I'm calling this the Dragons v Sharks. It's the Off the Record Cup. because I'm a Dragons fan and you're a Sharks tragic.
Conquer Jubilee Oval Saturday afternoon.
I've got to say,
there.
I'm worried about Flano
Why?
because he looks very stressed.
Well, he is.
He's a bit
That's
twitchy.
NRL coaching.
What?
That's NRL coaching. You look stressed too when you're writing 3,000 words in a story.
Try being a Dragons fan. That's enough to make you twitch.
Yeah.
So Dragons Sharks. I'm going to back obviously the Dragons. 1 to 12.
1 to 12, are you?
$3.50.
I will say something about your Dragons. I reckon they've nearly overachieved this year. If they can win another couple of games with that roster, which was a bottom 4 roster in my view, I think they've done very well.
Well, they did well last week.
But the Sharks will win anyway.
Your Sharks are flying under the radar.
Yeah, they are. You know what my tip is, though? The Dolphins to make the top 8, and it'll be one of the great coaching achievements because Christian Wolf, first-year coach, lost his first 4 games but didn't lose it. Could have panicked. Mate, listen to their injuries. Farnworth for the year. Daniel Saifiti, the year. Tom Gilbert, the year. Thomas Flegler hasn't played for 2 years. And Jack Bostock, the year.
I know, I hear.
And
a lot of
they've got a fallen against a +171.
Yeah, I know.
The Roosters are Manly away, but they're going to have to win 2 more games. They play the Roosters this weekend. It's a massive game.
At one point there, they had like a third of their roster sidelined.
Mate, that
Farnworth's a big loss.
Mate, Max Plath.
I know.
Great player. You know, Wayne's,
but you know what I like
Wayne's had the most drama at South, but they're at second. Yeah.
You know, I love Christian Wolf. I think he's just a really good, solid coach. He just talks like a real man's man. I like him.
I saw his press conference after 4 straight losses. He'd come in for Bennett, and I thought, oh, this guy, he done that. And he spoke so calm, so strong. He was good, Webby.
Do you know him?
I've never, ever had anything to do with him whatsoever.
Neither have I.
But I'd like to meet him. And
he'll be next week's guest.
Well, we should. We got a big guest coming up too.
We got a real big one.
Next week.
Is it next week?
13th. What's the date today?
You're right.
The year's getting away.
The year's getting away, isn't it?
It is. And you're going to go to the pub with him, and so am I afterwards.
I'm preparing the integrity unit as we speak. Listen, that's all we've got time for on Off the Record this week,
that
Phil.
was a lot of fun today, Webby.
It was.
I don't feel like I'm over the traffic jam and the lane hoppers, and I feel better.
That's good. As long as we can turn your frown upside down, I'm happy.
Yeah, frown upside down.
Hey, listen, thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember, you can follow us on socials or YouTube, Off the Record Podcast. And thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you next week.
See you, mate.
See you, Buzz.